Let's get to your calls on racism. Winsome has called from Southwark. Hello, Winsome.
Hi, Sheila. Thanks for having me on. My name is Winston Duncan. I'm calling from the Look Like Me book challenge. And I just wanted to know, is anyone talking about racism within the publishing industry pertaining to books that include Black, Asian and minority ethnic characters? So the Centre of Learning in Primary Education reported a report called Reflecting Realities. Only 5% of BAME main characters are in children's books. Inanimate objects are more likely to feature in a book than an actual black or brown face. And I think that is really sad, because we've got 33.5% of ethnic minority students in classrooms, and you cannot be what you do not see. So I don't know why nobody is talking about this on the current of racism within the industry. So, you know, what we do as a CIC is we're eradicating that with different titles like The Popcorn House. It was a debut #1 with 30 young children of colour, aged 7 to 12, who created the book with us during lockdown.
I think you make a good point. It is spoken about. I've certainly spoken about it over the years, both, you know, visual and written representation of black people, young or old. But you're right. It's not. I mean, I'm just looking here as you speak at a book I read as a kid, when I was a teenager, called Go Well, Stay Well, and it was about a black and a white teenage girl in South Africa. I would have been about 14 when I read that. And I remember thinking at the time, I'm literally looking at it now, I remember thinking at the time that was the first time I'd read a book with a black girl or a black person as the main character.
It's really interesting, because what we want to see is positive reflections of our young people. What we want to see is their culture and heritage embraced, and their strong roots within their identity. So when they grow up into young adults and they're stepping into the adult world, that they have positive reflections of themselves. And I really think that it's unfair and unjust that this number is so low. I mean, it started as 1% in 2007. It moved to 2018 to 4%. And here we are in 2019, the latest report, which was funded by the Arts Council from the Reflecting Realities report, 5%, which is really low. So what we want to do with the Look Like Me book challenge is to change that narrative. We want to work with a second cohort of young people aged 13 to 18 and begin to get these positive stories, because I feel that no one seems to think it's much of a problem, but it really is. And the only books that we're getting the majority is from America, but where are the UK stories?
Well, thank you, Winsome. Yep, you ask important questions. Thanks, Winsome in Southwark. I think the lack of characters that she talks about in books and other forms of the arts as well, it's got to contribute, hasn't it, to if you're being raised in a family where there is a dismissive attitude being sort of, you know, poured into your bones from a young age, then something's got to jolt you out of that. Something's got to jolt you out of that. And reading, it's something that Marcus Rashford is investing in, isn't it? His time and his money. Reading books can absolutely be a starting point for that.